Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, or good morning for some of you, and good late night, like middle of the night for those down under. It's raining. It's been raining all day here. Horrible. I got wet this morning when I took the dogs out, and then I got wet later in the morning when I went to see the puppies. So if you're a member of the channel, there's a pup date. I put some new photos on the members area. So yeah, I'm not going out. I'm not going out the rest of the day. I can hear it raining out outside. All right, so this body cam stuff, it's interesting. So yesterday, a bunch of police body cam came out in the Madeline Soto case. So these were body cams that were from the night she was reported missing. So the 26th of February. So the same day that Sebastian Rogers went missing, Madeline Soto was reported missing. Of course, Madeline wasn't missing. She'd been murdered. And she was found, so that would have been the Monday, she was found on the Friday, 20 miles away from her home, or thereabouts, in some woodland. Yeah, terrible. All right, so this police body cam, a bunch of creators got them, must have ordered them or whatever, and a bunch of news channels also got them. So I'll be playing the body cam from one of the news channels, what's it called? W3MG News. So this isn't mine. I didn't buy this. I'm cheating and I'm watching it from a news channel. I know some creators bought them, so yeah, good for them. I respect people who put their hand in the pocket and actually buy stuff. However, here we are. Michelle, am I getting a puppy? No, one of my daughter's dogs has had puppies. So 7 puppies. Yeah, Jen and Stefan's behaviour is crazy. Yeah. Now, I'm only going to play 2 of the body cams. So there was 8 videos released. 2 of them pretty much the same thing. One of them, which would have been incredibly interesting, from the house, from like cops going to the house and obviously getting like all the particulars and stuff, you know, all the lies that were being told. But it's all like redacted. The entire video, like you get the first few seconds of them going to the door, and then the entire video is redacted. Of them all, that probably is the most interesting. But hey, what can you do? So the 2 that I've chosen to play are this one. It's only a short one. There's actually 2 different officers' body cams, but it's of the same event. So, which is Stefan Stearns and Jen Soto talking to some cops. And then I also want to play the dog search. The dog, of course, didn't find anything. He just amused himself. The reason why I want to play it is because it's amusing. It's funny. This bloodhound was just amusing himself, like finding a place to have a poop. You know, when you got to go. And just like rolling around, jumping up. Because, of course, there's no scent. She was never there. So the dog knew she'd never been there. So the dog's just having a great old time, thinking it's like, oh, I'm going for a walk. But, of course, she was never there. She was lying in a patch of woodland, murdered, 20 miles away. So those are the 2 we're going to play. And it's very interesting. And the question I want to ask is, how much does Jen Soto actually know? Because I've gone backwards and forwards on this. I really have. And if you've been following the case and you've been following my videos when all this was going down, I was conflicted, and I still am. Like, at first, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, because initially there was no reason not to give her the benefit of the doubt. And then it became very clear very quickly that she'd lied. She'd lied to the cops, because in one of the, I can't remember which one it was now, but one of the pieces of written correspondence report, it says that Jen told cops that she'd seen Maddie getting dressed about 8 a.m. But that couldn't be true. That's a complete lie. A complete lie. Because cops have reason to believe, and I do believe them, that they believe Madeline was dead in the car. And I think the reason why Stefan propped Maddie up, I mean, this is what he did. He propped her up in the car to get past the camera at the security, because they live in an apartment complex, which is a gated community. So coming out, like to take a car out, you've got to pass a security person, and there's a camera there. So he was seen at 7:35, I think it was, throwing her laptop and her book bag in a dumpster at the apartment complex. Then he was seen on a camera near the school, but going in the opposite direction to the school. And he talked his way out of that. I think the last video I did on this case, that was what it was about. I was talking about that the police interview that Stefan had, that was released. And Stefan just completely lied. I was like, oh, I've got to go this, I got to go this way, I had to go back, I forgot my keys, I had to go back. It was ridiculous. Complete lies, just lies spilling out of his mouth, like totally calm as well. Like so calm, it's like psychopathic. So Maddie was already dead. She was already dead by 7:35, or else why would he have been throwing her laptop away and her book bag? And then shortly after, she's seen on camera. Cops believe she's dead. So she was already dead at 8 a.m. So Jen absolutely 100% lied. And that turned the tables for me. I thought, if she's prepared to lie about that, one, why is she lying? Is she lying to protect Stefan because she knows what he did? Or two, is she lying because she's so gullible that he put her up to it? So I'm still conflicted on those two. Did she lie? And has she continued to lie because she knew what was going on, she knew what he'd done, and she was covering up for him? Or was she so gullible, so completely, I don't know, head over heels in love with Stefan Stearns and trusted him so much that she was prepared to lie to the cops for him? Because, I don't know, maybe the story he gave her was, well, if I say that I took her to school because I'm just a stepdad and I'm not really a stepdad because they're not married, you know, if I took her to school, they might think I did it. And I promise you, I dropped her off at the church and, you know, I watched her walk away and she was perfectly fine, but they're not going to believe me. So can you just lie to them and say that you saw her? You know, was it that? And also, you know, we're now 3 months, more than 3 months down the line. Stefan was arrested, within 2 days for all of the horror that was on his phone that he tried to delete. I mean, this is how thick this guy is. Factory resets his phone, but the photos that he didn't want cops to see, he'd backed up on a cloud. So of course cops are going to get it because it's just backed up on a cloud. So they were just able to download them from Stefan Stearns' cloud. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. And then recently he's been arrested for murder. So Jen hasn't. So I'm now even more conflicted that, you know, obviously the cops will have done a very thorough investigation into Jen Soto. You know, the fact that, I mean, look, the fact that Maddie was sleeping in their bed, she's 13. She was sleeping in their bed, and sometimes just Maddie and Stefan were sleeping in a bed together. If that doesn't scream, this mother is just so blasé and so gullible and trusting, I don't know what does. You see, and the fact that she's not been arrested after this time leads me to believe that she's not going to be arrested. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. Whichever way it is, you know, whether she knew something, deep down she knew something. I don't think she's involved. Look, I don't think she was involved in the murder. Let's be very clear. That I've never thought that she did the murder. However, is there collusion in so much as she turned a blind eye to the abuse that was going on? If so, I don't know how they can't charge her with something. I don't know what, but it just makes you feel sick thinking about a young girl being abused for what, 5 years, more than 5 years. She was 8 when the abuse started. The abuse that at least can be documented from 2019. There was probably abuse going on before he started filming it. But did she turn a blind eye, or is she just one of these really, really gullible people? They do exist. Those types of people do exist, believe it or not. Just really, really gullible. So I don't know. Well, we're going to play these 2 body cams, and let's first of all, however, say thank you so much, Olwyn, for the €10. Will I be covering the Sarah Boone case? Well, I would cover the Sarah Boone case, except for we'll have all died of old age by the time Sarah Boone's trial actually gets underway. I did one video on Sarah Boone a while ago, just like an overview of the case. So probably some of you will have seen that. But when it gets to trial, will I be covering it? I don't tend to do trial coverage, like sitting, like streaming the trial, because honestly, it's difficult for me because I've got other stuff to do and I can't sit all day streaming a trial. You know, I watch trials with my AirPods in when I'm like doing other stuff. So, but will I cover it? Yeah. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be watching every minute of it. So, yeah, I will. But I won't be streaming the trial though. And we have Purple AJ, who's gifted 10 memberships. Superstar once again. Hold on a minute. Let's have a see. So we've got Magpie, Jazz, Amanda, Crystal, Livy, Emily, Salty Fry, Pointer Lover, Pixelate Me. Oh, that's clever. Pixelate Me. And Bob G. Welcome. You get a month's free membership courtesy of the superstar Purple AJ. And we've got Sonia, who's become a member. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. I think you've been a member before, Sonia. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just going to pick up a couple of the questions here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Did he stay over that night because she said something about calling him to come and pick her up from school? I don't know. It's not clear, is it? I think those kind of details we're only going to find out at the trial. I mean, he's not put a plea in yet for the abuse charges, nor has he put a plea in for the murder. So, I mean, it might not even go to trial. But whether it goes to trial or whether he pleads out, possibly to avoid the death penalty, who knows? Once the trial or the sentencing has been and gone, then all the discovery will come out. I don't know. I mean, look, he supposedly wasn't living there anymore. Supposedly he was living with his parents. So did he stay over that night because she was working? Because she didn't attend the birthday party, supposedly because she was working. So perhaps she was working and she asked Stefan to come over to look after Maddie. And maybe she just wasn't in the whole time. And I think the calling him to come and pick her up to take her to school, I think is a lie. It's difficult to tell. In my head, I think that's what's happened. I think he was there all night. And I think everything else is a lie. You believe she'll be arrested? Well, I'm sure they're looking very, very, very closely at Jen Soto. I mean, look, if she's agreeing to cooperate and she's, helping them with their inquiries, maybe they won't charge her. I mean, we don't know. They may have grounds to charge her, but maybe they're not doing because she's cooperating. Look at the Adam Montgomery situation. Kayla Montgomery knew exactly what happened to little Harmony. She knew everything other than perhaps where her remains were deposited eventually after 3 months of carrying her remains around in a bag. And what? She knew everything. And she wasn't charged for it. She was charged with perjury because she lied to grand jury, but she wasn't charged for anything like as an accomplice because she got a deal. And it was like doing a deal with the devil, but eventually, it kind of panned out for the prosecution because they probably wouldn't have been able to have, Adam stand trial for Harmony's murder had she not agreed to cooperate. She was their star witness, and it could well be that this is a similar situation. We don't know yet. Obviously the fact that these horrific photos and videos were on his phone and they clearly depict him and they clearly depict Madeline. He's the devil. He's just I have no words to describe what a monster he is. So if they have to do a deal with the lesser devil to firm up that conviction, then frankly, I'm all for that. It doesn't feel nice, but to catch that monster, if you have to let a lesser monster go, it's a difficult one. But I think in the Adam Montgomery case, to get justice for Harmony, they had no choice. And it could well be that it's the same here. It doesn't sit well, does it? It doesn't sit well, but sometimes they have to do it. I don't know. All right, so shall we play this? There was a couple of questions. I can't find them now. Oh, are we going to watch all the footage or just highlights? We're going to watch 2 videos. So there's 8 videos in total. A bunch of creators have them, and a couple of news channels have them. So there's 8 videos in total. One of them, which would be really interesting to play, has the first couple of seconds. They walk up to the door, and then the rest of it's redacted. Like, it's just literally a blank screen. You can't hear anything or see anything. So that video, which would have been the most interesting, is pointless. I don't even know why they released it, to be honest. There's this video that's on your screen right now. And this same scene is captured in 2 different body cams. So there's no point playing them both. There's another one where they're just talking. And there's another one where they're talking to Stefan Stearns. And then there's a dog one. So we're going to play this one, and we're going to play the dog one. So those are the 2 that I'm choosing to play. But if you want to go and watch them all, then, like I said, a bunch of creators have them, and I've probably all played them by now, and some news channels have them as well. All right, so we're going to play this. It's only 6 minutes, and this is from W3MG News. So put a link to this in the chat, and there's already a link to this in the description box for replay viewers. So we're going to comment throughout on this. Is there a child endangerment charge? I don't know what the law's like in Florida. I imagine there is. But again, it's about, is it worth, if she's cooperating, is it worth it? I know the birthday thing's weird. If she had to work, she works from home, why not do the party at Jen's? Why would you arrange a party when you're working? I don't get. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? Unless the party was like hosted by another family member. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just totally weird. Madeline must have been showing some change in her personality, but the mother didn't pick up on it. The thing is, it had been going on for that long. Like, it'd been going on since 2019. So even if there were changes in Maddie's behaviour initially, maybe Jen just didn't see it. Or maybe he groomed them both. I mean, it's very possible, you know, that these monsters, they'll find a gullible mother, you know, somebody who's really, really trusting, so that they can have access to the child. That's what some of them do. So Jen Soto might be in that category. Have they caught anyone that Stefan was sharing photos with? No. Well, not that has been made public. Like, we don't know whether he was actually sharing them. We know that he was talking all over the internet. We know that. We know he was all over Reddit giving, like, I don't know, advice about all sorts of stuff. We know he was on Telegram, but we don't know how much, you know, he was communicating with the you know, fellow monsters. We don't know whether he was just keeping all of those photos to himself. We don't know. We don't know any of that yet. We actually know very few facts at the moment. Christina, member for 20 months. 20 months. Don't think Jen knew that Stefan killed Maddie, but knew about the SA. Maybe. Yeah, Telegram is encrypted. Yeah. It's difficult to think that abuse going on for that many years wouldn't have some kind of sign that she would have picked up on. But maybe he was just a very, very good groomer, that he groomed Maddie not to say anything. And whenever there was any sign, he maybe was able to smooth talk Jen because she was that gullible. Surely there will be physical signs. Well, not necessarily that Jen would see. So he's like this, very softly spoken. You know, I don't know. I'm conflicted. I'm genuinely conflicted. She'd know laundry, etc. Well, maybe Stefan did the laundry. You know, maybe he was like, you know, a regular Mrs. Doubtfire. Maybe he did that kind of thing. Don't know. Right, play this and comment throughout. The audio isn't great, but obviously it's police body cam, so what can you do? And it's kind of on an angle. The cop just needed to straighten up his camera. I could have put it through an editing program and straightened it up, but I just didn't. I'm playing it straight from the news here, so why would she lie for him? I don't know why she'd lie for him. Because maybe deep down she didn't want to believe it. Anyhow, so this is just the cops turning up. So I've fast forwarded it for the first 45 seconds because it's just the cops turning up. And here they're going to go in and talk to Jen Soto and Stefan Stearns. And there's a bunch of family members and stuff milling around as well.
Of course. Do they speak English?
Yes, okay. This is Mom.
This is Mom? Okay. Hi there.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
They're looking for another. Was there another child missing at the same time? Well, that's weird. I didn't hear that there was another kid missing at the same time. I don't know. Look at him, as calm as you like. As calm as you like, chatting on the phone. And I mean, look, she looks worried. There's no doubting that she looks worried. But the question is, why does she look worried? Does she look worried because it's go time and she's got to stick to the story? Or is she worried because her daughter's missing? You know, anybody would be worried if the kid's missing. You know, if they turn up at school and they find out that the kid's not been at school all day, of course they're going to worry. So is she worried for that reason? But him standing there, just chill, it's like just chilled out, chatting on the phone.
I'm trying to get there right now. Okay.
And she's like got this nervous energy, like this swaying, like nervous energy. Like people often sway when they're nervous. Again, why? There's no doubt that she looks panicked. But him, he's a psychopath. How has anybody not realised what a psychopath he is? The behaviour is so off. Yeah, it really is. Like, the cops would have turned up there. Now, I don't know whether this cop, well, two cops turn up. So they obviously haven't spoken to Jen and Stefan before. So they're just turning up to this call. There's another kid that's in the mix somewhere that, I don't know, I've never heard of. I don't know whether there was another kid missing. It's just conversation over the police radio. So they're turning up and they get met with these two. All of their alarm bells would have been going off like every nerve fiber in their body would have known that something was off as soon as they walked through that door. You don't need to have special police training to know something's off in this situation.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her mother's workplace. That's Jen's mother's workplace. That's where they're at. And clearly this cop's been, you know, briefed on the basics. So she's not having to start the story right from scratch. That's why the body cam at the house, when the cops go to the house, and it's like 40 minutes long and all of it's redacted. It's crazy. That's the one I want to see. But in terms of body language, we've got her with the nervous energy and him looking a bit sorry for himself. Just unbelievable. What's that thing on his head? A hat. I think it's like a cap that he's got on the wrong way around, maybe. Zero sense of urgency. Yeah, they're all just sat around. That's weird. Like, you'd be frantic. I mean, she's clearly worried. She clearly is. Now, maybe, we don't know the full story. Maybe they've all been told to stay put. Maybe they've been told to stay put until the cops get there. Because these cops who've turned up here, they have been apprised of the situation. So presumably they'll have been apprised of the situation by the dispatcher. So they've been dispatched to this location, which is Jen's mother's workplace, which I think is strange in itself. But they all seem to have congregated there because I think it's because it's near the school. So Jenny's saying that Maddie wasn't there when she went to pick her up. She wasn't there. So she went to her mother's workplace and Maddie's grandma's workplace because, you know, just to check that Maddie hadn't turned up there. But then we have this time span, this lag in time. Is he bald? No, he's not bald. I mean, he might have a bald patch. I don't know. I haven't seen the top of his head, but he's not bald. You know, there's this gap in time, because if you look at the time on the body cam, it's right. Now, I believe that this is in universal time. These Axon body cams, they are usually set for universal time. Universal time is my time zone. So that's 36 minutes past 12 in the AM. Universal time. So you have to deduct 5 hours because they're in Eastern time. So cops got there at 7:45. Right. So that's about right. Because that would have been 25 to 8. 25 to 8 in the PM. Where's the clock? Did you say there's a clock on the wall? What? I don't see a clock on the wall. Anyway, so that would have been 25 to 8 Eastern. Notice he doesn't use his own phone or even bring it out. Do you wonder why? Do you wonder why? Cops were late responding to their calls. They made at least 3. Yeah. So there's this gap in time from Maddie not coming out of school as she should have done. Let's assume that Jen is telling the truth. I mean, yes, she lied, but let's assume she's telling the truth. And she genuinely went to pick up Maddie, believing Maddie was at school. Believing. Clock's to the left, is it? Where? I don't see a clock. Seriously? Okay. Anyway. So she believes Maddie was at school. She believes Stefan dropped her off. She believes everything he said, right? So she goes to pick Maddie up. Don't know what time they finish, like 4-ish. Because that school only starts classes at 9:30. Are we going to watch the clip? Yeah, we're watching it right now. Yeah. I did say we're going to comment throughout. So let's say 4 o'clock. So it took the cops over 3 hours to get there. No. Time on body cam stamp is 12:36 p.m. No, it isn't. That is universal time. And actually, that would be AM. So in universal time, that is 36 minutes past 12 AM. But universal time, you have to deduct or add or take away the relevant number of hours to make it local time. Because Axon body cams use universal time. Who is that sitting down? It's members of Jen's family. So they are in Eastern time. So you have to deduct 5 hours. So that will be 7:36 in the PM. Right? So it's terrible. Like, look, you can't. How can they have taken 3 hours to get out to a missing child case? I mean, are they really, really overworked or what? No, you're not understanding me, Gemma. No, this is in universal time. Universal time, which is actually my time zone. But Axon body cams always use universal time. That's how they're set up. So you have to deduct or add to however many hours is relevant to turn it into the local time of the scene. So it's 7:36 p.m. All right. Okay. So this is the first responding officers. They've been apprised of the situation, presumably over the dispatch, and they're now going out to this call. When the officers are in the car, one says to the other, "Why isn't this code 3 or close to? I think it was mistakenly not marked emergency." Oh, okay. Maybe that's the reason then. Duty Ron said time is off on body cam. The time for the body cam is you have to deduct 5 hours because Axon body cams always report universal time. You look, when I was covering the Chris Watts case way back when, I got the Axon Bodycam user manual because I wanted to be absolutely sure that the times that I was quoting in videos was accurate, because the Axon Bodycam was in universal time. So it looked like that was what was happening. However, I needed to make sure. So I got the Axon Bodycam user manual, which you can download from the internet. So I know that Axon Bodycam uses universal time. So what you need to do is deduct however many hours or add to however many hours it is to make it into the local time of the scene that you're watching. So this is Eastern time, so you've got to deduct 5 hours. All right. Without further ado.
I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto.
Yeah.
Date of birth?
February 22nd, 2011.
February 27, 2000.
22nd.
Oh, sorry. 22nd,
2011.
Just had her 13th birthday.
1418 Charlie 405. What's the name of the signal aid?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Charlie 405. People hit my call 931 at the same call.
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie.
White Crocs.
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts.
Yeah.
Black shorts.
So, right, that's weird. Why did she correct him? Why did she correct him? Because this whole scenario is a lie. This whole scenario is a lie. So Stefan starts off with green hoodie, white Crocs, blue or black pants. And she corrects it to shorts. And then he went, oh, shorts. So have they got together to talk about what clothing she was wearing? They must have done. They must have done. Because she lied. She lied. She told the cops that she saw Maddie getting dressed at 8 o'clock. Yeah, he repeats it. So he went, oh, shorts. I'll play it back in a minute. So is it that she and they both got together and said, look, I'm going to lie. I'm going to lie for you, Stefan, because the cops won't believe you. You know, he's concerned. Let's assume that she doesn't know that she's murdered at this point. That Stefan thinks, oh no, the cops aren't going to believe me because I'm just the stepfather. Please, can you tell them that you saw her? And so she says, well, all right, I'll lie for you and say I saw her got undressed. What was she wearing? And Stefan says, oh, she was wearing a green hoodie, white Crocs, and blue or black shorts. So she's got that in her head. So she says shorts. He says pants, but she says shorts because that's what she's agreed with him to say. So they're both standing there. They're both standing there lying. My question is, well, we know why he's lying. We know full well why he's lying. But why is she lying? Is she lying to cover up for him because she's that gullible? She believes him. She trusts him. And she's covering up for him simply so that the cops will believe him. Or is she covering up and is she lying for him because she knew what happened? And I go backwards and forwards. I'm completely conflicted. I need more information. I need more data before I can sort that out in my head. Gamma, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. How could anyone be of the opinion that the mother is innocent after her lies behavior? I mean, she's not innocent. She has a part to play in this. The question is, did she know about the murder? That's the question. How much did she actually know? Was she completely gullible, infatuated, so trusting that she didn't see any abuse or any red flags whatsoever in the last 5 years? There are people out there who are really that gullible. So I'm not discounting that possibility because there are people out there really that gullible who believe spirit boxes and everything. You know, come on, you've got to be a bit gullible to believe spirit boxes or tea leaves or whatever. All right. So is it that? Is it that? Or is there more to it? And that's what I'm conflicted about. Seagate, member for 3 months, guilty AF. She's not innocent in this. She's not innocent in this because she allowed her daughter to sleep in a bed with him. There's something wrong with that picture. There's something wrong with it. Somewhere along the line, something is not right in Jen Soto's head. And I know that I'm sounding very judgmental, but there's something really not right with that scenario. Yeah, Maxine Carr lied for Ian Huntley, and she wasn't even home when the girls were murdered. Yeah, she did. She was visiting family, wasn't she? There's a good Netflix, like show. It's called Maxine. If anybody wants to know about the Soham murders, which is from my country. So 2 girls were murdered by this lowlife called Ian Huntley and his living girlfriend lied for him. She said she was home that entire day and night when the girls were murdered. And she wasn't. She was miles away visiting family. Do you think Jen has mental health issues? We already know she does. We already know she does, Kirsten. Now, we kind of heard on the grapevine that she's got bipolar disorder, but we don't know exactly. We don't know exactly what. But there's something not right there. There's something not quite right there at all. I don't know. That to me is weird. The fact that she wasn't there. If she believed that he was there, if she believes his story, she wasn't there. So why is she correcting him? That's weird. Got a problem with that.
Okay. All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay. Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
Thank you.
No problem. And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle? All right, cool. 1, 2 5. Do you have a picture of her?
Yeah, law enforcement said in most videos, Maddie looks to be asleep. Believe he was drugging her to do what he wanted. Maybe he was. I kind of hope he was, and then at least she wouldn't be aware of it. I mean, that's just monstrous, heartbreaking, horrific in itself. But see, we don't know anything about Maddie's cause of death, do we? None of that's been released because of the Florida law. You know, Florida is the sunshine state. They're very open. That's why, you know, oops, sorry, I just knocked the microphone. So if you're wearing earbuds, that might have been a bit awkward for you. But yeah, they're very open with their records. And the only thing we're probably never going to see is the autopsy. Because in Florida, it was only recently, I think it may have been last year, they passed a law that autopsies of minors who have been killed in domestic circumstances, their autopsies are sealed. So we're never going to see the autopsy report. But what I think we will get, what we should get, is the cause of death. But we might have to wait until the trial for that. We've got Owen gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we've got Red Wolf, Tashi, Yaya, Darren, and Mercury. Welcome, you guys. You get a month's free membership courtesy of Owen. Thank you. Patrice, thank you for the $1.99. Do I think she was pregnant? I've said I don't want to speculate on that. I don't want to speculate on the possibility that a murdered 13-year-old was pregnant. I can't deal with that. I don't even want to speculate on that. But thank you for the $1.99. Courts exam. Oh yeah, the courts will see it. It just means that it can't be released to the public.
Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
You recently, probably from the birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I had to look at what's up.
She doesn't know where her friends live. They don't talk. 13-year-old girls today are 13, going on 15. They are. It's just the whole situation's really weird. Who doesn't have a picture easily fast on their phone of the children? I think what she was trying to find was a photo from the birthday party. So, because that was just the day before. I think that's what she's faffing about. I think she was maybe looking on social media to find a picture from the birthday party. And then she was going to save it in her photos, and then she could give it to the cops. Are they in an office or a salon? I believe they're in Jen's mother's workplace. That's where I believe they are. She doesn't seem to be very involved in her child. That's the feeling I get as well. That she seems to be very, like, lax, like, non-committal, like no urgency. Like several of you earlier said, there's no urgency here. You know, you'd be frantic. You'd be like, look, will somebody get out and search for my child, please? We've been here for the last 3 hours. We wanted to go and search. You know, you'd be ranting. I would anyway. Like, as soon as the cops came through the door, I would be ranting. Like, what time? What time do you call this? We've been waiting. We've been told that we're not allowed to go out and search. We've been told to wait here. And you guys, you've taken this long. My child's out there and it's dark now. And look, if you guys are not going to go and search for my child, then I will. And they'd have had to stop me. They'd have had to stop me. They'd have had to put me in cuffs just to sit me down. I'd be like, look, if you guys are not going to go out there, and they might have, you know, then you'd have had this. It's okay. It's okay. There are people out looking. There are people out looking. I'm just collecting the information. You know, we're all here now. There's a team that we're getting together. Don't you worry. Just calm down, and you know, we'll just get these details done. But no, there's none of that. There's none of that. Yeah, I'd be having a fit and all. I would. I'd be having a fit. Why do I think he killed her? Oh. I speculated, and this is a pure and total speculation. I speculated that he did it because he was jealous. That she was interested in a boy at school. I think he was so infatuated with Maddie that he was one of these monsters who believes that they're in a relationship with the person that they're abusing. And there are many of those monsters out there who truly believe that they're in a relationship, a loving relationship with the child that they're abusing. Now, in one of the interviews, I can't remember which one it was. I don't know whether it was the Fox one or the other one, that Jen said that Maddie was interested in a boy at school. And I think Stefan was jealous. And I think he perhaps felt that she wouldn't want him anymore, that she was growing up, and maybe if she didn't want him anymore, then she'd tell on him. And I think maybe he panicked. I think maybe he panicked. And I think that the distress and the crying and the tears, I think there was some genuineness in that. And what I mean by that is, I think he was that infatuated by Maddie that after it was over, I think he's genuinely sorry, because he's murdered his plaything. He's murdered the plaything that he had on tap for the last 5 years. Maybe Jen was jealous. I don't think Jen did the murder. I think they've got the right guy. I think they've got the right one in prison for murder, or in jail for murder. I don't know. Look, that kind of detail, we may never know. We may never know the answer unless he's prepared to talk.
Go ahead. That's what I'm about to grab right now. Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you.
Is this a good enough picture, or do you need a whole
Yeah,
body
that's
picture?
perfect.
How do I airdrop? I don't know how to do it.
I got you.
I mean, even now, she's just like, oh, you do it. Like, I think she's sending a photo over to the cop. Oh, you do it. Like, so like blasé. All of them just stood around. It's dark. She's been missing all day. Is no one going to go and look for her? Cause of death was blunt force trauma, according to Joseph Scott Morgan. I quite like Joseph Scott Morgan, but how does he come up with that? Because we haven't seen the autopsy report. The cause of death hasn't been revealed. So how does Joseph Scott Morgan know that? Thank you, Lisa, for the $4.99. Thank you. It's very kind of you. I know, there's a gazillion people there. And they're not searching. I mean, some of them are children. But it seems that the entire Soto clan has turned up. So why aren't the adults not out searching? I'm not going to send the kids out searching, but, you know, why aren't the adults out searching? Why aren't they frantic? Why aren't they jumping up and down? If they've waited that long for the cops even to turn up, that in itself should scream urgency. The mother could have found them together during the night, and out of jealous rage, she did away with them accidentally. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that the reason why it took them a while to bring murder charges against Stefan is because they had to consider that possibility. They had to consider the possibility that it wasn't him. Like, he was the abuser, but maybe it was Jen that did the murder. So at this moment in time, I'm just trusting law enforcement that they've got a lot more information than we do. Oh, you never heard Joseph Scott Morgan say that? No one knows the cause of death. He wouldn't speculate. He's very professional. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. I quite like him. I don't always agree with him, but then again, that's irrelevant. I do value his opinion on stuff. So he did say that. Heard him. Because I thought he strangled her. We don't know. Maybe he was speculating. Okay, so numerous people have heard him say that. All right. Well, I don't know where he's got it from, because we don't have the cause of death. The whole family's strange. I know. It's weird. That's why that body cam from the house, and when the cops open the door, like she opens the door, the cops just stand there and then it just goes off. So the glimpse you get, that split second you get when she opens the door, there's a house full of people. So they're just all sitting around. Was it planned? Well, he's charged with first-degree murder, so there had to be some level of planning. But by planning, you know, it can literally be that you planned it like 2 minutes ago. You know, so the process of them actually going through with the murder, like there's even been arguments in court in you know, intentionality. If you've had to like reach out to grab the thing that you hit them over the head with, or you reach out to get the gun that you shoot them with, and certainly if you strangle them, because even though you go unconscious pretty quickly, it does take a couple of minutes. You know, you have to keep that hold on for at least a couple of minutes to actually kill someone through strangulation or suffocation. So that has intentionality to it, because at any time you could have stopped. At any time you could have stopped yourself from reaching out to get that gun, or stop yourself reaching out to get that hammer, or stop yourself from, you know, take your hands away from the throat. Stefan Factory Reset Stearns. That's funny. That's funny. The black shorts, by the way, are a mystery because she was found in blue jeans. That's what I heard as well, yeah. So I don't know. It's bizarre. It's just very bizarre. They're a very bizarre bunch of individuals. Joseph Scott knows everyone in the ME's office. Yeah, but I still don't think he would release details that haven't been released to the public. That I wonder whether it's just a speculation.
Okay, where's the photo? Right there.
It's on WhatsApp.
That's fine. This is it?
I saved it to my photos, so you could.
You saved it to your photos?
Yeah, we can just
Perfect.
go straight to the photos.
Okay, so he said, so this is Joseph Scott Morgan. I've heard the cause of death was blunt force trauma. Guess he's talked to someone. Well, shouldn't have said it, but if it turns out that it's true, then maybe you did hear something. But I'm not gonna speculate. I want to, you know, hear it officially. Was there any CPS involvement? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Yeah, they're just like customers sitting around, just like waiting. Like, it could be a dentist's waiting room, a doctor's waiting. Could be they're just sitting around, like just chilling out. No urgency whatsoever.
Okay, perfect. Give me a second. I'm gonna send it out right now to my other guys.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, so it's that birthday photo. He's got it on his phone. So she was faffing about trying to find that photo because it was taken the day before. And he's just now just wandering out. No urgency whatsoever. No urgency whatsoever. All right. But they did have people out looking. So maybe the family were chilled out because they've been assured that there were people out looking. So these cops that were going to turn up just wanted some details, wanted a photo, and they were aware. We don't know the context behind all this, do we? So, but we've got now this dog search. Now, this is interesting. Look at the time on this. So 6:58. So this is 7 p.m. 7 a.m. Universal time. So this would have been midnight their time. So this is the dog search at midnight. Shouldn't have taken her that long to find a photo. Well, maybe she was just she wasn't in a rush. She wasn't in a rush, but she wasn't at the birthday party, so maybe the birthday photos weren't like saved to her phone, so she's had to find them on social media and then download one, and then she could send it to the cop. But no urgency whatsoever. You saw Madeline's body. You remember blue jeans? Where did you see Madeline's body? I'm not sure I want to know. Why were they at her workplace at midnight? They weren't. This one, where the cops turn up, is that will be just gone 7:45. So it's not midnight. I'm talking about, this is the dog search. So this is this is hours later. Oh, yeah. Cop posted pics to Facebook accidentally. Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. I didn't see it. To be honest, I didn't go and look for it. So this is at the church. So they've got this dog, a bloodhound, to the area where Stefan Stearns said he dropped Maddie off. Yeah. Yeah. One of the cops posted it accidentally to social media. I think it was Instagram. I don't think it was Facebook. I think it was Instagram. Instantly took it down, but it wasn't it wasn't before some sharp knife in the drawer took a screenshot of it. It wasn't a graphic pic, but you can see that she's wearing blue jeans. Yeah, Hickory Tree Road, yeah. It wasn't released. It was a cop posted it accidentally on social media. So it wasn't. Yeah, it was the chief. Yeah. All right. So this is just before midnight. So it says 6:58 in the AM. However, this is universal time. So you've got to deduct 5 hours. So this is just before midnight. No, it's not. 6:58, 7. So no, this is going to be 2 a.m. This is going to be 2 a.m. So they're out in the middle of the night. So this is hours later. So they've got this dog and they're going to search the church grounds. So this is where Stefan said he dropped Maddie off. So they're going to cast that dog out to see if that dog can at least take them in a direction. However, the dog just has a great old time going for a walk in the middle of the night. You know, hoo-hoo. I'm meant to be asleep, but oh, I'm out in the middle of the night having a great old time because that dog didn't find any scent. Why did that dog not find any scent? Because Maddie was never there. That was a lie. So we're going to watch this because I like dogs and it's kind of funny. Maybe he overdosed it. And that is something I considered actually, but we don't know. We don't know. We have to wait. Okay.
Just preparing your. I'm just preparing you for future. Yeah, start stretching now because it's happened. But I just gotta give him forewarning. And I have to have my camera on for it too. So, hi. That come out on the radio? Oh, okay. Hold on, buddy. I gotta fix it. Let me fix your lead. Hold on. I gotta fix it. I know. Whenever I open the door, he wants to jump out. Hello. Can you see? You're stinky. Hold on, dude. Ooh, we gotta get the sun on the phone. Hold on, son. Sniff ya. So I'm gonna. No, you're not going in there. I'm gonna introduce it to him, but I'm gonna drop the bag on the floor if you want to pick it up again, just in case I have to like reintroduce it to him.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So what's in the bag? And you'll hear a lot of crinkling as she's messing about with this bag. So if you're into crinkle sounds like ASMR, consider this a bonus video. So there is a scent item in that bag. So that will be something of Maddie's. So it's been put in a bag and she's going to let the dog sniff and she's going to throw the bag on the ground and he can go and pick it up just in case she needs that scent again. All right, but as a sniff and then he's off. I'll put the CCs on. Just, I mean, you just hear a lot of small talk, but I just find it interesting. Yeah, didn't he get a flat tire after dumping Maddie? Yeah, I think he got the flat tire because he must have pulled off the road and kind of gone a little bit way into the woodland because he was so lazy. I think he's just pulled in because where she was found, there was like a gate. So I think he's pulled off the road and just dumped her out. Not even, but you know, not dug a hole or anything like that. Because obviously this is an open road. It was like a one big open road. I mean, why he dumped the body there, I have no idea. But yeah, he got a flat tire. And that's how someone saw him on that road. Yeah, flat tire was driving into the pasture to dump Maddie's body, yeah. Like there was a field and like a track and then a like little wooded area. Karma, yeah, absolutely. Not the brightest tool in the tool shed, was he? Who found her? The police, I think. But they had that tip off that his car was seen changing a flat on that road. So they all honed in there. So it truly was karma.
It's smelling everything. Let me go pee pee. Good job. Yeah, this is my treat. This is my treat.
Oh, it could have been the person who owned that land, I believe, found her. Oh, okay. I assumed it was the police because they all honed in on that area after the flat tire report. But I mean, the landowner might have been out looking as well. But I don't know.
She like went straight, walked in the grass, or she went towards the road.
She walked in the grass and then from there walked
Like,
onto the road.
Kind of curved.
Yeah, kind of around.
Okay. I'm just wondering. It's gonna be hard to tell whether she went left or right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she was trying to walk back home on her own or she was trying to go to her friend's house.
She wasn't. She was already dead. But obviously they don't know that at this time. The dog's just having a play around. Like, look, I'm cool. Hey, stroke me. She wants to make friends with that.
Probably the most I'll say is she would walk back to the grandmother's job. Her grandmother's job is straight that way. So that's probably like the only way.
Yeah. But the grandmother never saw her.
Grandmother said she
The landowner called in the tip. Yeah, it was someone on that road who'd seen him. Like, because they put the call out for the car, and that's where they were taken. Thought the bag were treats for the dog. No, the bag is the scent article. So they put the scent article with gloved hands in a bag, and then they let the dog sniff in the bag.
He has a poop. So kind of.
Sometimes they take swabs. So let's say, for example, if it's inside a shoe, sometimes they swab the inside of the shoe so they can take like numerous swabs. But quite often they just put the entire article in the bag.
was just trying to figure out what he wanted to know.
Yeah. Well, he always has to poop against a bush. Not really any over here. He's gonna totally cut you off. Wyatt, you're gonna have to poop on the way, buddy. He sees a bush, so he's like, "Oh, come here." You're gonna trip yourself. Check, check. Still let him sniff around where she was at. Check, check.
She talked a lot on Instagram about feeling over-medicated for her bipolar. Yeah, she took her Instagram down before I had a chance to go and take loads of screenshots. But apparently that's what she was saying. That area's full of gators. Ooh. Jen either stays heavily medicated or doesn't have 2 brain cells. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's both. What? I need to look into the law enforcement officer in MO. Where's MO? Is that Missouri? Is it MO? Who shot a blind, deaf, elderly 15-pound lap dog. Oh my God. Oh my God. My dog poops once a day. So how long had he been holding it? Well, my dogs poop, I don't know how many times a day. Cassie, I think, usually twice. Noodles usually twice. Tilly is like 3 to 4 times. So, and a lot of dogs, when they've been like in a car, they poop. Right, just the excitement.
Good boy. Good job. You trip yourself. Okay, you ready? I know you can't concentrate because you have to chew the cut. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I know. Spit it out. Good boy. Come here. You ready?
That crinkling is proper getting on my nerves. It really is.
Ah, no, I knew you were going to do that. When he can tell that the leash isn't on his neck anymore.
Yeah.
He can feel it. Nope. Nope. Fíjate. Huh, good boy, fíjate.
There you go. That's all he needs. One sniff. So once he gets his lead moved from his collar to his harness, he knows he's going to work. One sniff, that's it. He's done. Boom. He's off. Unfortunately, he doesn't find anything because she was never there.
He's like automatically trying to go to that push. That's frittering. Come on. Leave it. Just trying to look for it. God, dog. Found his poop spot? Yep. He's got to poop in the bush.
So takes off running. she's like chasing him. Actually, he just wants to go around the corner to the bush to have a poop.
Let's see if he makes up his mind whether he wants to keep going this way or if he's going to turn back.
If you go back this way, this is like back towards, like if you go towards around the business.
Yeah. I just kind of have to plant down and. Oh, jeez, buddy. Nighttime deuce. I don't think you have anything else, bud. Come on, pinch it off. Oh my God, this dog.
And bloodhounds do not care. They do not care. You are just an inconvenience to them. He'll do everything in his own time. Did she scoop the poop? I don't know. She didn't. Maybe one of the cops did. Or it doesn't appear. You get a fine in this country if you get caught leaving a poop in like a public place. You get fined. He doesn't care about the scent bag. No, just needs poo.
Constipated? Take a look. least there's no cars out. That's the worst. Do you know? I don't know if they looked in those fuses cameras or anything.
No,
The county cameras.
I don't think we looked into
I don't
this.
think they've gone into. Yeah. Bruh. Dude, you cannot have to poop again. Oh, I guess we have a little bit left over. Animal.
It does look like they're leaving it, yeah. I think it's some kind of weird niche video following a pooping dog with a camera.
This is all open.
Maybe he's heard that Stefan Stern's story is full of shit. So he's just, placing a few little bits around the area.
Hey, relax.
Cam. How long does a person's scent last for? Well, I've got lots of videos on this. On an artificial surface, not very long. Depends on the wind, largely. On an artificial surface, though, that scent gets blown about, especially if people are walking on it, if vehicles are walking on it. On a natural surface, like grass or earth, in bushes, you can get scent deposits that will last like a week. It also depends on the wind direction. Now, dogs that are scent hounds, like bloodhounds, they are primarily, you can see him with his nose to the floor, primarily they're looking for ground scent. But that scent has come off your body and fallen to the floor, so it depends where it falls. But not very long on an artificial surface.
My thing is when he, like an old track like this, he shouldn't be pulling too hard. Just because it gets contaminated from the kids and stuff walking home. So he shouldn't be. That's how I can usually tell if he's crittering.
So she says, I can usually tell if he's crittering. So if he's not paying attention to what he should be focused on, and he's actually searching around for, animals. He smells a cat, he smells a fox, he smells something that he thinks is way more interesting than the scent that's in the bag. But she did make a point there of mentioning that this is potentially old scent, because this is like 2 o'clock in the morning, and if Maddie was dropped off at 9 o'clock, then you've got a long time. That's old scent. Especially as much of this is an artificial surface. So, lots of people will have walked over that scent trail. If that scent trail had been there in the first place, we've all got to remember that Maddie was never there. So this dog is never going to pick up a scent trail because she was never there. But She doesn't know this at the time. The cops don't know this at the time. But she made that point of saying this is all scent. So he's not going to maybe be as focused because of lots of contamination. And that scent will have been blown all over the place. Smells of poo tree. Squirrel.
And he's just picking up like animal scent or whatever, just digging around. So these kind of tracks are so hard. Do you even have it? Is that you telling me? Where does your grandmother work at?
She works back for
But what is it, like a
insurance tax.
oh, she does taxes and stuff. This dog. Oh, he runs us over. Let me just check across the street and see if he gives me anything there.
You want to go back to where that dropped off at? It's like not too far, but right up there.
No, because if this was the last seen location, then that's fine. Because it's like backtracking if we go back there.
It is such a horrible waste of police time. It is. Totally is. So bad the dog can't speak human. Yeah, and say, look, I'm not getting anything here, Gov. Can we go somewhere else? This particular dog is now doing an OnlyFans. Only poops. But yeah, horrible waste of police time. Reckon they could be charged and punished if they're proved to have lied during an investigation. Potentially. No, they're not. They're 20 miles outside of where Maddie actually is. So they didn't know that at the time, though.
Yeah, usually those older tracks, he's usually slower, like a more like methodical track.
You may be wrong, but can bloodhounds sniff out 50? What? I may be wrong, but can bloodhounds sniff out 13 miles? Sniff what out? What? Can they sniff something 13 miles away? No. No, they can't. If that's what you mean, no. They can follow a track for 13 miles. Like if someone, I don't know, set off running and they got 13 miles away, they could follow the track all that way, if that's what you mean. Maybe.
Like it would normally be like a pace like that. Just because he's working hard to try to find it. But if he doesn't, yeah, he's got to try to like filter through everybody else's, like everybody else's like scent cells and stuff that are falling on top of the missing person. So it's like, it's a little bit harder. So he shouldn't be pulling so hard. With like the fresh ones, like if somebody like just robbed a bank or whatever and took off, then he would be like that. But usually I can tell when he's not on it, when he's trying to hurry up and run fast. Come on. Dude. It's a tough one. Run over, buddy.
Yeah, the car will hold a lot of evidence. It will. Yeah, at least she knows her dog. Yeah. Not all handlers do, sadly.
We're doing our certifications on Wednesday, our certification track. And my corporal laid a track today for me to run on Wednesday, and it's going to be like a 45-hour aged like track. But it's like in a it's like where there's trails and stuff, and it's not contaminated.
Oh, okay.
So, like in a wooded area. Which
Yeah. So there you go. She's doing her certification. So the track is in a wooded area that was laid 45 hours previous, or 2 days previous. But in a wooded area where there's no human contamination, where it's all natural surface, that scent will just bed in, and a bloodhound won't have a problem with it. The issue is all of this artificial surface. The scent just blows all over the place. So it's a difficult track, even if Maddie had actually been there. It's a difficult track, but she was never there. So he's never going to find the scent, is he? Because she's never there. Oh, yeah, Chris Watt's dog handler was infuriating. Oh, she was. Yeah, Jane. Yeah, she really was. Do I think because Maddie's half white, the family treated her differently? I don't know. I wouldn't want to speculate on that. I don't know. The girl in the false sighting video was wearing shorts. Ah, okay. Because there was that day, wasn't there, where it was speculated that she'd been seen on the church camera. So if they'd had a look at the church camera and seen the shorts, maybe that's what they were going with. But then that takes me back to, did Jen genuinely think that was Maddie? Or was she just going along with it?
is like where they excel at, but these kind of tracks are always so hard.
Had Jen seen the camera? Yeah, the family did see the camera. Yeah. I think it was maybe Jen's sister. I think the information came from Jen's sister. Can't remember now. I have to go back. And it was within a couple of days of her being missing. This news came out. And then the cops came out and said that they didn't believe that was Maddie. And then it was only like a day after that that they did a press conference saying that they believed Maddie was dead. And then it was hours after the conference that they actually found her body.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. Let me go a little bit further that way, and then if he's acting up still, then I'm gonna call it. But
he's not acting up. He's just going for a nice stroll because there's no scent. He's just going for a stroll. He's not acting up.
You want to read?
no, he should still be okay.
I wonder what they found in the apartment. I dread to think. Dread to think. Yeah, that's why the correction from jeans to shorts. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe Stefan was saying blue or black pants because he knew that when he took her out and hid her body, she was wearing jeans. And Jen corrected it to shorts because of the video. And whether she truly believed that was Maddie or whether she was going along with it. Interesting.
See you later. Again. Dog. What's that hole? Yeah, it's like. I mean, if I had a guess, get out of there. If I had a guess, you probably went that way.
Yeah.
But, ow, dude. Just because also, he dumped her off here, or he dumped her off
You got off
up
back
ahead.
there,
Okay.
and she walked this way.
No, he literally dumped her off 20 miles away in a wooded area when she was dead. Dumped her off. That's an interesting phrase.
Yeah.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway. Yeah, that's a tough one. What are you telling me? You hear? No. Okay. Yeah, we can call it. I don't know if we want to hold on to that or not.
He's telling you there's nothing here. That's what he's telling you. He's bored now.
Because I bet I can almost feel like tomorrow they're gonna find out she was either with a friend or she spent the night somewhere because she didn't want to go home or whatever, or didn't want to go to school. Or she
No, unfortunately, if only it was that innocuous. Unfortunately, no.
talked to somebody and she just deleted everything before she. They probably have tracking on her phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she probably knows it. So, yeah, we'll call it. He's just not. It's just hard. He's not giving me anything like decent. But like, if I were to bet, it'd probably be that way. But come here, doofus. But who knows? Oh, is that you telling me you're done? Moron. This is what I have to deal with. This is him not wanting to do anything else.
He doesn't want to do anything else because there's nothing to do. He's bored now. He wants to go back to bed. This is 2 o'clock in the morning for him. He wants to go back to bed. Let's just have a roll around on the grass first, though. Bless him.
Oh my god, dog. Bruh. Seriously, bro. This is embarrassing. You are embarrassing. You're gonna go back home, all right? God. The thing is he's gonna think that it's dinner time. Because whenever I get home from work, it says that's when he gets food. So I bet he's gonna run straight inside expecting dinner. Is there any fatty?
Well, he can have a little snack. He can have a little bedtime snack.
That would suck really bad if she ended up like hurt somewhere, but I mean it's just hard at this point.
I don't know what happened between them calling and her and like this one. Like lately, this guy's been doing that. So I'm not. Like, he's been weird.
They've been, yeah, like a lot of like snarky, like back talking and.
Yeah, this is actually weird. Coach Reed's holding. I'm like, what is this?
I wonder if it's like just new people or.
No, not even only new people. But like people that's like trained already, and that's like wow. Like, I feel like they're now like they feel like they. I don't know. It's weird. You seen them at teletype? I don't know.
Hey, up. Up.
You don't want to go in now.
So weird. I'm gonna find people, bro. It's your job. Literally your only job. Finding people.
Literally his only job. He had one job and he didn't find her because she was never there. So he was right. The dog was right. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just a absolutely horrendous case. his abuse trial has been continued until, is it July or August? It's been pushed out till, but I think it'll probably be continued again. It'd be interesting to see whether they merge the two, whether they merge the abuse and the murder trial together, do it all together. Don't know. Yeah, they do here as well. So in the US, canines usually live with their officers. Yeah, they do here in the UK. Like, most of them are just kind of family pets, unless they're working. And then when they retire, most of them stay with their family. No, I know. Never heard such a graphic PCA as this one. I know. Absolutely horrific. And I don't think we've heard the half of it yet. I really don't. Did the dogs go in the property the next day? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Because all we've got so far is the videos from the night that she was reported missing. So there's a bunch of creators who have got the 8 videos, and then the news channels also. So there's 8. I've only played 2. This news channel here has them all. If you want to go and watch them all, okay, so we've got that one. News channels put out so much. Hold on, I'm not showing the right one. So we've got, news channels are difficult because they put out so much. So we've got Bodycam. But I do know this channel has them all, if you want to go and watch them all. And then there's a bunch of creators who've got them as well. So that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. There's 8. There's 8. I think the pre-trial hearing's on the 10th. Yeah, the 10th of this month. Yeah. And then the trial, I think, is set for July. Or it may be early August. The murder trial will definitely be pushed back. Yeah. That's true. That's what they do. They have to give a date for the speedy trial just in case the defendant wants to exercise their right for a speedy trial. They've got to have a trial within, is it 70 days in the US? Have I made that date up? I've got 70 days in my head for some reason. But usually they're pushed back. Murder trial is next year. Yeah, it probably will be. Florida don't waste time. No, well, they don't. What might we learn during the pre-trial? Don't know. Don't know. Will Stefan Stearns even make it to court? He hasn't even appeared in court. He's waived his right to appear at his own hearings. What is PCA? Probable cause affidavit. It's different in every state. Indiana is 70 days. There you go. That's why I've got 70 days stuck in my head. He's like 70 days because of me. 70 days in Indiana, but I don't know what it is in Florida. But I guess we'll find out. I mean, I don't know how he can't just plead guilty. Surely he's banged to rights. I mean, he could plead not guilty for the murder. He could, you know, if his defense want to play hardball, they could argue that Jen did it. They could put together a third-party guilt defense and say Jen did it. Jen murdered her. However, the abuse charges, I don't know how his defense are going to try to fight that if he wants to plead not guilty. I'm sure that they'll strongly recommend that he pleads guilty because he's on camera. He's on camera on his own phone. I mean, this is just, you know, everybody's entitled to a defense, and you know, I'm very ready to jump up and down if I don't feel that somebody, whether they're guilty factually or not, if they're not getting a fair trial, if they're not getting a fair defense. You know, we're having this at the moment in the Delphi case. You know, Richard Allen, I don't know whether Richard Allen's guilty or not. Factually, I mean, constitutionally, of course, he's innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. But factually, I don't know whether Richard Allen is guilty of Libby and Abby's murders or not. But what I cannot stand is the fact that Richard Allen, in my opinion, is getting his constitutional rights are being ridden roughshod over. So that's why I'm jumping up and down about Richard Allen, not because I think he's innocent. He might well be, but it's not because of that. It's because constitutionally he's having his rights ridden roughshod over. But I'd be the first person to jump up and down if I didn't think anybody wasn't getting a fair trial and a decent defense. Like I think Koberger is factually guilty, but I am glad he's getting a good defense. I'm glad his defense are rigorous in what they're doing. I'm glad he's getting a good defense. But I don't know how defense attorneys, when they, I don't know how they do the job. I don't know how they do the job when somebody is so obviously guilty. When they're on camera abusing a child, I don't know how anybody can defend that. Surely they have to say, please plead guilty. Please plead guilty. But the murder, I can see how they could argue otherwise. Google says 175 days in Florida for a speedy trial of felony charges. Really? 175 days. So that's more than half a year. DuckDuckGo says 90 days. So we've got a 90 days for a misdemeanor. Okay. 90 days for a misdemeanor, 175 days for a felony. No, I don't know how they can defend somebody who is so obviously guilty. Bye, Olwyn. I'm going to go soon now anyway. I'm going to go. But yeah, there's a bunch of creators. If you want to go and watch all the body cams, if you want to watch them all uninterrupted, then a bunch of news channels have them. This is the link to the dog video. If you want to go and watch that again. And I'm going to go now. So thank you all. I am going to do a live on Delphi because Judge Frances C. Gull has been doing her usual deny. So I was actually going to do the Delphi live today, but I decided to do this instead because I had some requests as to whether I'm going to cover these body cam videos. So instead of Delphi, I've done this one. So tomorrow I will be live on Delphi. It's most likely going to be tomorrow morning because Karen Reid trial is on. Karen Reid, whose judge seems to just work part-time. Like they had virtually the whole week off last week. They did a day yesterday. They've had today off, but they're back tomorrow. So it's 2 p.m. my time. 9 a.m. their time, but 2 p.m. my time. So it'll definitely be before midday. So it's going to be in the morning at some point. So that'll be Delphi going through the latest nonsense from Judge Francis Seagull. What is morning for me in my time? Well, I generally get up at like between 5 and 6, and then I generally go back to bed for a bit. So morning, it's probably going to be maybe 11 a.m.-ish by the time I get around to doing it. So it'd be like 11 a.m.-ish my time. So that'd be like 6 a.m. Eastern. May do like 11:30. But it'll definitely be before 12. And then I've got plenty of time to do the live before Karen Reid. Tune in next time for Dog Poop Chat Part 2. Do you want to see Cassie's latest video? Before I go. Cassie at the moment is training to find phones. Like mobile phones, cell phones. So her training is coming along very well. What I've been doing is a lot of easy wins. So easy finds, to really build it up. So she's getting so good. She's so fast now that the training has stepped up a gear. So what I've done today is I got 3 bags. So I didn't film today, but what I did today is 3 bags with 3 different items in. One of them the phone, one of them her ball, and one of them a dog treat. So 2 complete distractions. Right? Can she get the phone? Can she alert on the phone and ignore the dog treat bag and the ball bag? And she did it every single time. Every single time. But this is from yesterday. This is how good she is, how fast she is at these really easy finds now. And then when she's got really, really, really good, which she already is, but when she gets like when she is able to find a phone, just sending her into a room to find it. I'm going to do SD cards because that's even harder. So I'm going to do SD cards so she can find what pedos hide and stuff. I'm also going to do batteries. I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do after that. All right, so this only 2 minutes. Might as well watch it while we're here. But this is on Cassie's channel if you want to go and subscribe. Springers with Cassie. She doesn't post a lot. But anyway, let's play this. Wait there a second. Yeah, SIM cards is another good one. Cassie, find the phone. Find the phone. Is it Noodle grabbing her legs? Noodle. Good girl. Good girl. Clever girl. There it is. Good girl. Noodle. Round 2. I had to have my big tree in my garden knocked down. I was so sad. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Not you, Tilly. Cassie, find the phone. Find the phone. Did you see what she's doing there? She's there scenting. Good girl. Good girl. There it is. Good girl. Good girl. There he is. Good girl. Too good. She's just too good. So, SD cards, SIM cards, batteries, whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, the Noodle's just there for, I don't know, entertainment value. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Noodle not as clever. Noodle is very intelligent. He's very intelligent. He just has absolutely no desire to apply himself. Like, Noodle is that kid that everybody knew in school who, you know, they're clever. They just can't be arsed. They can't be arsed. They can't be bothered at all. And Tilly has no interest. She's very capable. She's got no interest in it. Them two, Tilly and Noodle, like if they were human, they'd just sit on the couch all day with a box of Pringles, right? Sitting watching trash TV with a box of Pringles. If Cassie was human, she'd be the CEO of like I don't know, an international company because she's so driven. She's like, gotta succeed. Noodle and Tilly are intelligent. They just have no desire. They've no motivation whatsoever. Yeah, Noodle just likes playing. And he's not really got any excuse now because he turned 2 yesterday. I actually forgot that it was his birthday yesterday. But yeah, so a dog, you kind of think, don't give them anything serious to do until they're 2. Like their brain doesn't really work on all cylinders till they're 2. So he's got no excuse now. But he's never going to want to apply himself, although he's got all the capability. Oslan, thank you for joining. Thank you. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Welcome, welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to go. So thank you all. Thanks, as always, to the mods. Thank you for the donations, you guys. Thank you to people who donate memberships. It's very much appreciated. And it obviously gives something back because it means that other people can be members as well and go and check out the members area and the new puppy photos. 4 new photos on there. Pup date. So the puppies are 5 days old now. They're huge. They're huge now. They're growing so fast. All right. I'm gone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to go outside and see if it's still raining. Bye, guys.